If someone were to dislike a video and no one's there to see it, is it really disliked? Really makes you think. Hello everyone, Mr. Daydream here, and welcome to ChainSauce Extra. Once upon a time, YouTube had a 5-star rating system for its content. It was how you could tell if a video is good, mediocre, or just plain bad. Now, when I say a 5-star rating system, I don't mean as in something like a hotel or a restaurant where they offer the highest form of luxury and service. No, it's just a simple method for rating videos. The more stars the better, the less stars the worse. Now, the 5-star rating system has been a YouTube staple ever since the platform was first introduced. Yeah, however, at some point over the years, YouTube was like, let's get rid of it. And so they did. It has then been replaced with the like-dislike rating system, and they've used it ever since. Even back then, I found it rather perplexing why they chose this method for rating videos instead. I honestly found the 5-star rating system to be a much more effective way to determine how well a video is received. 5 is exceptional, 4 is good, 3 is okay, 2 is meh, and 1 is awful beyond belief, and you should be ashamed of yourself and stop making videos. I feel like that last one really resonates with me for some reason. But with the like-dislike rating system, you can't really tell if people genuinely enjoyed the video and that was the best thing they've seen in their bleak and meaningless lives, or it was so horrendously bad they regret being born with eyes. With the current rating system, it's either they liked it or didn't. That's it. To me, it just doesn't seem like a plausible way to grade videos. If anything, it's rather weak. I feel like it only works for something short and simple like an online post, article, or blog. But for a video, you really want to know what people genuinely think of something that's almost in the same vein as a movie. Heck, there's a number of videos out there that are the same length as a movie. Look at this! This is nuts! I already have a hard time editing a 10-minute video. I can't imagine doing a video that's 4 hours long. It'll take me years to get that done. If I'm lucky enough. If a majority of people liked an hour-long video, that doesn't necessarily tell me if it's okay, good, great, or amazing. Just that they liked it. That's it. Is it worth my time? I don't know. These people liked it, so it must be, I think. If movies and video games use a traditional rating scale for the overall score, then why not YouTube videos? I can't help but feel like they were taking a page from Facebook or Meta or whatever they call themselves in order to stay relevant these days. They use the iconic like button for every post that exists. Now I can totally understand why they don't have a dislike button, because if someone were to post something wholesome like a wedding photo or a baby picture and someone close were to dislike it, that could lead to a large online feud involving family members and such, so it's best that we avoid that. But for a YouTube video, it's alright knowing that there are people that genuinely didn't enjoy it and gave it a massive thumbs down. Not to mention, unlike Facebook, those who like or dislike a video remain anonymous, so they don't have to worry about something terrible like getting judged. But we're not here to talk about that. As I'm pretty sure you all know, YouTube got rid of the dislike button. Well, sort of. You can still dislike a video. You just can't see the dislike ratio anymore. Now, there are people who try to compensate that by making the comment or video description contain the current number of dislikes. But let's be honest here, the only people who do that are the ones who are completely humble. As for scumbag YouTubers, they're just grateful that the ugly stain on their already bad reputation of a channel is now forever hidden away for no one to see. As you can probably tell, only the creator of the video can view how many dislikes it actually has. But seriously, do you really think scammers and low-effort YouTubers give a giant flying flaming heap of darn on how many people dislike their content? They could care less. much like the love and effort they put into their videos. The reason why YouTube decided to get rid of the dislike ratio is because they claim it's to stop groups of people from mass disliking videos from YouTubers they personally don't like, and that it's unfair to the creators, and they shouldn't feel silenced from a bunch of degenerates, and yada 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 yada. I can somewhat understand what they're going for, but really? Was this the best they could come up with? I can think of much better alternatives than this. I'll get to those later. The thing that really bothers me the most is how they clearly stated that liking and disliking a video can drastically affect how it shows up in the YouTube algorithm.
You can still dislike videos, and that action will be used to tune your own recommendations.
So if a video were to get far more dislikes than likes, it will less likely show up in people's recommendations. That's actually kind of scary. I had no idea those things could determine the ultimate fate for a video in the YouTube space. But see, here's the thing. If liking and disliking a video apparently holds that much power, then why do they make it so ridiculously easy to give? At least when it comes to voting, you have to get out of bed, drive to your local city hall, wait in a long line that stretches outside the building. I even had to wait in the middle of the rain one time. Then you get inside, make your selection, then you can go home. But when it comes to disliking a YouTube video, all you have to do is click a single button from the comfort of your own home in your underwear. I've read a number of comments where people blatantly state that the only reason they're subscribed to a YouTuber they personally don't like is so they can dislike every single video they upload. That's incredibly petty, don't you think? Now, I'm not going to name names, but there are YouTubers out there I cannot stand. You know what I do? Ignore them. Their content is not for me, and that's fine. I don't go as far as to dislike every single one of their videos and continue that tradition by subscribing to them. That's just degrading, man. I find it absolutely ridiculous how you can like and dislike a video the second it plays. If you have people who hate your guts for no good reason, they're not gonna bother watching the video first, then give their overall rating. No! As soon as the video exists on their screen, they're gonna dislike it and then skedaddle out of there. Rinse and repeat. The fact that you can dislike a video that quick and easy is beyond nuts. Like, don't you think that people have to, I don't know, watch the video first? It's a lot like those folks who try to review bomb certain restaurants because they personally hate the owner, before the restaurant is even open to the public. If reviews like that don't hold much credibility, then why should a dislike from a person who hasn't seen a single second of a video be any different? If you rate a movie, you have to watch it first. If you rate a video game, you have to play it first. If you rate a hotel experience, you have to book one first. But when it comes to rating a YouTube video, somehow that's an exception. You wouldn't have to watch it if you don't feel like it, just rate it based on the thumbnail, I guess. I would love it if they made it to where you cannot like or dislike a video until you've actually seen it, because who knows, there might be people who want to watch a video with the intention of disliking it, only to change their mind once they realize how much of an eye-opener it is. It's a lot like the saying, don't judge a book by its cover. You shouldn't reward people for being completely biased. Now, I'm not saying that in order to like or dislike a video, you have to watch it in its entirety, because like I said earlier, there exist videos that are several hours long. If you didn't like the video in the first 5 minutes, then you shouldn't be forced to watch 2 more hours of it just to be able to say, hey, I don't like this video that I'm currently watching right now. They should make it to where in order to like or dislike a video, you have to watch the first 2 minutes. Once those minutes have passed, the rating system is now enabled for that video. I feel like you can get a really good idea on what type of content you're getting yourself into within that time frame. And if the video is shorter than 2 minutes, that's fine. Even if it's only 10 seconds, as long as you saw the entire duration, then you're able to rate it. It's only when it's more than 10 minutes it becomes an issue. This would also encourage content creators to get to the point early on and make the first few minutes actually matter. I've seen a number of videos where it takes them ages to begin the actual video. They clutter the opening with self-promotional plugs and padded out filler that has absolutely nothing to do with the topic of the content. Ugh! That way, if a video has a large number of dislikes, it was most likely because of how they presented the video. Remember, first impression matters. This could also be a great way to combat videos that scam or clickbait viewers, because if they have to wait 2 whole minutes and nothing is living up to what they were promised, then they have every right to dislike the video if they feel like they've been duped, bamboozled, or worse, smeckledorfed. Not to mention, if haters, trolls, or whatnot actually have to see a part of a video in order to dislike it, then they might be compelled to not bother anymore if it means having to do this with every single video they get their grubby little mitts on. Now I know that some people might find a way to get around this proposed method, but that just means you have to go through even more effort just to be incredibly petty. If you have the time to do that, then you have absolutely no excuse to not do something better with your life. I really wish that likes and dislikes held more credibility, which brings up to my next question. Why don't people have to explain why they liked or disliked a video? Whenever you look up reviews for restaurants and such, you often see people give an explanation as to why they gave it that score, for better or for worse. Whenever you cancel a service or give the lowest score to a business, they want to know why you went with that decision. More often than not, you cannot progress with your choice unless you provide a reasoning behind it. They want to know what went wrong and what they can do to improve. So why isn't that the same thing with the rating system on YouTube videos, especially when they have such a large impact on a content creator? It would be much more effective if we can understand why people liked or disliked a video, instead of getting absolutely zero context for their choices. If you were to get a bunch of dislikes and no comments to back them up, then how are you supposed to improve your content if you have absolutely no idea why people disliked it in the first place? I would love it if they made it to where if you were to like or dislike a video, you have to provide a comment to go with it. At least 100 characters, I'd say. Maybe 50. Then have it to where they're open to the public for the viewers to see. That way, if a person were to wonder why a video they liked has a massive dislike ratio, they can read the comments behind the score. If the comments seem plausible and feel like they have a lot of thought put into them, then you might get a better insight on the video, perhaps even a whole new perspective. But if most of the comments are something in the lines of, "This video sucks, the absolute worst I've ever seen, this YouTube is the absolute worst," then you can get a general idea behind those who disliked it. Now I know that some people might find this to be a very tedious process, but hey, if liking and disliking a video can drastically affect how it shows up in the YouTube algorithm, don't you think it should have more credibility and substance in order to feel more warranted? But maybe that's just me. So that's it for now. Overall, I think YouTube's decision to remove the dislike ratio is rather silly. If it's that big of an issue, then they should make it to where you have to put a little more effort into giving a dislike, instead of making it as simple as breathing. They even try to justify by saying that not every website has a dislike button.
Keep in mind, other platforms don't even have a dislike button.
But that's what makes your platform stand out. Why are you purposely restricting your own unique features just so you can be comparable to all these other uninspired conglomerates? Removing the dislike ratio isn't really going to solve anything. People can still dislike certain videos if it means tearing into a content creator they personally don't like. And the fact that knowing that dislikes can affect how a video shows up in recommendations gives them more reason to. They may not be able to see their own dislike on the video itself, but they know the damaging blow has been dealt, and that's all that matters to them. Besides, if you're really that sensitive towards the like-dislike rating system, you can always just turn it off for all your videos. That is an option available to use. I really don't know how to feel about this. YouTube has become such a reliable place for tutorial videos and how-to videos. The like-dislike ratio is incredibly useful to determine whether or not a video is highly recommended. But with the dislikes gone, you can no longer tell. Someone could give you the absolute worst piece of advice or instructions ever, and you have to take a wild guess whether or not it sounds legit. You have to read the comments section for approval of the video. But what's stopping them from disabling comments anyway? That is also an option available to use. I just want likes and dislikes to have more credibility. I mean, how many times have you seen a video where a YouTuber tells their audience to hit that like button? If they preceded that by saying, if you enjoyed the video, then it's more forgiving. But if they said, don't forget to, it's like, no, I didn't forget, I just didn't bother. More often than not, people end up liking a video not because they genuinely enjoyed it, but because they were told to do it. Whenever that's the case, the number of likes the video has means nothing to me anymore, because it wasn't legitimately earned. It really is monkey see, monkey do in this case, huh? I don't know, like I said, I can see what the issue is, but this is not the best method to take. It honestly sounds like a brain-dead move. It's like, oh no, the dislikes are causing an issue. What should we do? Get rid of them. Ingenious. But anyways, hopefully things will get better on this platform. The key word being hopefully. Thank you very much for watching this episode of ChainSauce Extra. I hope you enjoyed it. Take care and have a nice day.